Today, steadfastness, the quality of the thinker through the invisible period, what it means to remain steadfast when the physical world shows nothing, and why it is through the invisible period that the development advances most powerfully. This is the 7-Minute Daily Focus, day 164 of 365, to focus on the world within from the world without. Today's focus, the law of physical expression, steadfastness and physical expression. Pause for a moment. 10 days in. Active thinking understood. The concentrated direction of thinking upon the physical reality within the thought, resting upon presence, not reaching toward absence, compounding daily. Today, steadfastness, the quality of the thinker through the invisible period, what it means to remain steadfast when the physical world shows nothing, and why it is through the invisible period that the development advances most powerfully. Pause. The invisible period is the period between the thought holding its physical reality within and the physical reality appearing in the world without. It is the period in which development is advancing, but the five senses have nothing to report. The physical world shows nothing yet corresponding to what is within. And this is the precise period in which steadfastness is required, because the temptation in the invisible period is clear, to look outward for confirmation, to measure the development by what the physical world is showing, and finding nothing, to question whether the development is real. This is the temptation, and steadfastness is the quality that holds through it. Pause. Steadfastness is not stubbornness. Stubbornness refuses to move in the face of evidence. Steadfastness holds from a position of understanding. The thinker who is steadfast through the invisible period is not ignoring the physical world. They understand the physical world. They know that the physical world is secondary. They know that the physical reality within the thought does not require physical confirmation in order to be real. They know that the invisible period is not a sign that the development has stopped. It is the nature of the unfolding, advancing within before appearing without. From this understanding, steadfastness is not effort. It is the natural quality of the thinker who comprehends the law. Thought is within, effect is without, thinking stands between. Pause for a moment. Within the invisible period, the development is not invisible. It is invisible to the five senses. It is not invisible to the first sense. The first sense perceives what is unfolding within. The inner sight confirms that the physical reality is advancing, that the development is real, that the unfolding is occurring, even when the physical world has not yet shown it. The thinker who withdraws from within during the invisible period removes the primary instrument of perceiving what is actually occurring. They are left with only the five senses, which reports nothing, and from that position, the invisible period appears empty. But it is not empty. The development is advancing. The first sense knows, and the thinker who remains within remains connected to what is actually occurring. Pause. There is a precise danger in the invisible period. The thinker who withdraws at the point of greatest accumulated development withdraws nearest to the moment of physical expression, the seed that has been growing through winter, the one that is closest to breaking through the surface, is the seed for which the farmer's steadfast tending matters most. To abandon the ground at that point is to surrender the fruit of everything that has been sustained. The thinker cannot know within the invisible period how near the expression is. The five senses report nothing either way. But this is precisely why steadfastness is maintained regardless, because withdrawal at any point is withdrawal from what may be nearest completion, and steadfastness through the entire invisible period ensures that nothing of what has been developed is surrendered. Pause. Steadfastness is maintained through a single clear understanding. The development does not require physical confirmation in order to be advancing. The physical reality within the thought is real regardless of what the physical world is showing. The unfolding is occurring regardless of the five senses report. And the thinker who holds this understanding clearly, precisely, without drift, holds steadfastness as a natural consequence of comprehension, not as a performance, not as an act of willpower against doubt, but as the natural quality of understanding that the primary reality is within, and the physical world is always secondary to it, not doubtfulness, not struggle, not force. You are not pushing the seed, not pressure. You are not trying to make it happen, but steadfastness, focused. Remain aligned with what is within. Do not be moved by what is physically seen, because what is physically seen is always secondary to what is unfolding. Now, the affirmation for day 164. Pause for a moment. I am steadfast through the invisible period, not because I see nothing, because I understand precisely what the invisible period is. The development is advancing within. The physical reality within my thought is unfolding, even when the five senses report nothing, even when conditions show nothing corresponding to what is within. The first sense perceives what is advancing within, and I remain connected to what is actually occurring. I do not withdraw. I do not surrender the development. At the moment it may be nearest expression, I remain steadfast. From understanding, the physical world is secondary. The inner reality is primary, and the primary reality is unfolding within. I remain with it, focused, and because I remain, the development continues toward its full physical expression. Remember, by design, by focus,